This is going to be my first YouTube video. I've got a face for radio and a voice for silent movies, so I'll try not to talk too much during it, and I'll try and stay off camera as best I can by this introduction. Basically this came about because I'm in the process of making a 20-inch bandsaw, which required large diameter wheels making, and Matthias Wandel has made very comprehensive videos. He's an absolutely smashing chap and I can't knock him at all in any respect, but I did ask him why he's never shown using a table saw to cut the wheels out. Using a router jig, very messy. When you get up to larger diameters they can be awkward to use. They're not very accurate either, especially the larger diameters, 20 inch, that kind of thing. I asked him why he didn't use them, and all I got in response from that is because it was safer to use a bandsaw. Now obviously if you haven't got a bandsaw you can't make the wheels like that. A handheld jigsaw again is not very accurate, and again neither is a router with a jig. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my jig and I'm going to cut a bandsaw wheel. Right, this is the jig. It's fairly straightforward, it's nothing spectacular. It's just a piece of 12mm aqua panel or wet walling. It is the plywood version. I don't recommend using the MDF type for making sleds with, just because fixings don't stay in it particularly well. This particular one I have actually used a micro jig, zero play guide bar. The only reason I've used that rather than making my own is because it was half price in the January sale, so I decided I'd give one a try. The jury's still out on that, but I might do a review if this particular video is successful. And in true Blue Peter fashion, here's one I made earlier. This particular one, again, like I said, it's for a 20-inch bandsaw, and it is just over 20 inches. It's just a fraction under 20 1/4. It's actually 15/64, which is, it's 514mm exactly, everywhere I've measured. So it is a very accurate cut, making circles like this. However, using a jig like this, it's as safe as using a crosscut sled. It's as safe as using a mighty sled. It's basically as safe as using any other sled which requires you to remove the riving knife and the overhead guard. I wouldn't recommend making anything below a 5-inch radius. Obviously with something this size you're working a lot closer to the blade. Ideally you want to be making large wheels above a radius of 5 inches or 125mm. And right, so as you can already see, you get the general idea of what's going to happen here. We're going to take cuts straight through. I'm going to hold this tight, run it through, making a single cut at a time. Then going to rotate it, make another cut, rotate it, make another cut, and so on and so forth, until we're less than the blade width of material left on out of circle. So I'm going to get on now and I'm going to fire this up and you can watch me cutting it. Right, so now all the rough cuts have been made, it's already more or less circular. Still the odd piece that's just sticking out a little bit, but it's still well below the thickness of the blade, the curve of the blade. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to pass it forward very slowly to about there, a bit further so it's just catching, and then just start rotating it very slowly. Just going to rotate it. So you get the general idea. So I'll change the lens, I'll put a close-up lens on and you can watch what I'm doing. Right, okay, you may have got cut off there, that's because I was on, ran out of space on the memory card. So I've just been and downloaded that, so mental note, if I carry on doing this, get a bigger memory card. Or several. Right, so I've not touched it, it's exactly as it was. I just finished the final pass, didn't even know I'd run out of memory. And measuring up, we are now at 514 mil. 514. 514. 514, and it's still going to be 514 there as well, obviously, which it is. Yes. So there you go. Relatively easy, pretty quick, still relatively safe. Well, as safe as it can be without a riving knife and guard. As you could see, my left hand was always down here, well out of the way. My right hand was up here, holding the workpiece down. Any tips for doing it? When you're cutting off your large material, push with this hand. Push here, you're right on top of the mitre bar, and this is going to have a tendency of forcing its way this way. So you want to hold it tight here and here. Don't push with this hand, push with this hand. That's pretty much it.